In many ways, it looks like Meghan Markle is living a fairy tale life. She had achieved her dream of being a famous actress before meeting and marrying a real-life prince. But as much as she loves her new royal family, the Duchess of Sussex has some ugliness hiding in her biological family. Everyone knows her father, Thomas Markle, wasn't there to walk her down the aisle at her wedding, and that's just one of the many times he's broken his daughter's heart over the years. Recently, a letter surfaced which is allegedly from Meghan to her father. We'll go over some of the shocking things revealed in this tragic document. Father of the bride. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry had a beautiful wedding befitting the prestigious royal family. Of course, they had to put down their own unique twists on their wedding day, including having a lemon and elderflower cake instead of the traditional royal fruit cake.
It was just a choice, right?
It's customary for the bride's father to escort his daughter down the aisle, but as we all know, this didn't happen at the royal wedding. Meghan was partially escorted by her father-in-law, Prince Charles, and also walked by herself. The official story at the time was that Meghan's father couldn't make it due to health problems. However, this letter claims otherwise, reading, "You've told the press that you called me to say you weren't coming to the wedding. That didn't happen because you never called." Not only did Meghan's father not show up to her wedding, but he allegedly didn't even call her to give her a heads up. Around this time, Thomas was under scrutiny for setting up photo shoots with the paparazzi in order to capitalize on his connection with Meghan. Although he later apologized, it was apparently enough for him to blow off his daughter's wedding without even giving her the courtesy of a heads up. Money. Money is a touchy subject for even the happiest families. Part of Meghan's alleged letter reads, "You've said I never help you out financially, and you never asked me for help," which is also untrue. In the past, Thomas Markle has indeed claimed Meghan has never helped him out financially, despite reports he was asking her for cash right up to her wedding day. He insisted to TMZ that the rumors were untrue and claimed to have a retirement fund and live a frugal life. Although he said he believed his daughter would help him out if he needed, he said the two of them have never discussed money. Thomas has a complicated financial history and is an avid lover of playing the lottery. He once won $750,000 in the lottery before eventually declaring bankruptcy after some bad investments. Although he claims to have never even broached the subject of money with Meghan, apparently that's not the case. Her brother, Thomas Jr., claims Meghan owes their father, since he spent some of his lottery winnings paying for her schooling. Loyalty. But rest assured, Thomas Markle doesn't ask his daughter for money in exchange for nothing. According to the letter, he's offering something in exchange for her financial assistance. The letter includes part of a message allegedly sent from Thomas to Meghan in October 2018. It reads, "If I've depended too much on you for financial help, then I'm sorry. But please, could you help me more? Not as a bargaining chip for my loyalty." Thomas Markle has been called out for trying to profit from his relationship with his daughter before, so perhaps this isn't that surprising. But it does sound shockingly like he's trying to force his daughter to buy his quote loyalty. Considering how often he seems to be weighing in with the tabloids, we aren't quite sure what his loyalty is actually worth. But in the letter, Meghan claims she's helped him out financially and otherwise. She writes, "I have only ever loved, protected, and defended you, offering whatever financial support I could, worrying about your health, and always asking how I could help." Apparently, everything Meghan has offered so far hasn't been enough to appease Thomas Markle. It makes him blowing off her wedding all the more upsetting. Contact. Thomas Markle has been quite vocal about the fact that he feels abandoned by Meghan. He claims she never tries to contact him, and the second she married Harry, she started pretending her old family doesn't exist. At one point, Thomas even made an appeal to Queen Elizabeth herself, begging her to have Meghan contact him. We don't think we need to point out how uncomfortable this must have made Meghan, or how inappropriate it was. In her letter, Meghan claims she desperately tried to get in contact with her father, calling and texting him endlessly. She says she and Harry sent someone to his home to check on him, but Thomas still refused to talk to her. Meghan writes, "You stopped answering your phone and chose to only speak to tabloids." In the past, Thomas has claimed to send text upon text to Meghan and languish while she refused to answer him. But according to Meghan's letter, it's actually been the other way around this whole time. She claims she's been worried about her father and spent a long time desperate to get in touch with him while he ignored her. According to Meghan, Thomas is the one who hasn't been returning calls and messages. Prince Harry. While Meghan has clearly been hurt by her father's actions, it sounds as though she most regrets the impact it's had on her husband. Thomas Markle has never been silent on the fact that he's pretty much the only person in the world who isn't a fan of Prince Harry. He accuses Harry of isolating Meghan and of not allowing her to talk to her biological family. But according to Meghan's letter, it's Thomas who's been cruel to Harry and not the other way around. Meghan says Harry was nothing but patient, kind, and understanding with Thomas, and adds that is perhaps the most painful of all. She insists Harry has done nothing but try to help Thomas and doesn't deserve all of the negative things her father has said about him. Thomas has created a narrative where Meghan forgot all about her family the moment she met Prince Harry, but it seems as though Harry has tried to welcome Thomas into the family, and it's Thomas who's been resistant. This makes sense since Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, famously gets along well with the royal family. Apparently, Harry isn't playing favorites, and Thomas isn't completely innocent regarding his estrangement from Meghan. Superiority. Thomas Markle has said a lot of unkind things about his daughter in various interviews, and we're not just talking about backhanded compliments or thinly veiled criticisms here. During one interview, he flat out accused Meghan of having a sense of superiority. Thomas went on to say things like, "She'd be nothing without me. I made her the Duchess she is today." He added, "Everything Meghan is, I made her. She became the woman she is today thanks to everything I did for her." We aren't trying to downplay the importance of parents here, but this strikes us as more than a bit harsh. Where is Meghan's agency in all of this? In her letter, Meghan states that she's been the one helping out her father more often than not. She says, "We all rallied around to support and protect you from day one, and this you know." Thomas claims Meghan has never recognized all he's done for her and accuses her of being cold and not speaking to him, which was also debunked in the letter. Thomas may feel as though he's owed something for taking care of his daughter, but Meghan clearly believes she's the one who's been making an effort here. Samantha Markle. Thomas Markle isn't the only member of the family who has an issue with Meghan Markle. Her half-sister, Samantha Markle, claims to know all about Meghan. She's accused Meghan of being a narcissist and says the only way Meghan would ever care about her would be if she had money. And despite accusing Meghan of being money-hungry, Samantha has big plans to cash in on her relationship with Meghan. Initially, she announced she would be writing a tell-all book entitled The Diary of Princess Pushy's Sister. Later, she retitled it In the Shadows of the Duchess and says she's also planning a sequel. Ever since Meghan started dating Prince Harry, Samantha has had lots to say about the Duchess, and none of it has been nice. She often teams up with her father in order to speak ill of Meghan. But according to Meghan, Samantha simply doesn't know what she's talking about. In her letter to her father, she writes about the lies, quote, "manufactured by your other daughter who I barely know," end quote. It seems like Meghan doesn't think Samantha has enough information to write a single book about her, let alone two. Samantha promises to, quote, "hold nothing back" in her books, but her knowledge of Meghan has now been called into question. Protection. While Meghan claims she and Samantha barely know each other, Samantha asserts the two of them were once very close when they were young. According to Samantha, that changed when Meghan Markle landed her acting job on the show Suits. After that, she moved on and cut Samantha out of her life. She accuses Meghan of cutting off their father and putting stress on him, even going as far as saying if something happens to Thomas, it's Meghan's fault. Speaking for Meghan's late mother-in-law, Samantha added, "Diana would be ashamed of how Meghan has treated Thomas." It appears Thomas is firmly on Samantha's side in all of this and has asserted he also feels abandoned by Meghan. But according to Meghan, her father was the one who abandoned her when she really needed it. Thomas likes to talk about all of the things he's done for Meghan, but she claims he failed to protect her from her own sister. Meghan writes, "You watched me silently suffer at the hand of her vicious lies. I crumbled inside." The Duchess failed to elaborate on what Samantha has done to her over the years, but considering how terribly Samantha treats her now, we can only imagine. Paycheck. It seems like hardly a day goes by without a new Thomas Markle interview emerging, either on television or in print. Some people have accused him of conspiring with the tabloids to talk about Meghan in exchange for money. However, this is something Thomas has always denied and insists it's the only way he might get his daughter to contact him. Samantha Markle has backed up her father's statement on multiple occasions. She claims Thomas isn't paid for his interviews and only does so out of desperation to get through to Meghan. Samantha accused accuses Meghan of ghosting her family and says Thomas was left with no other options. However, Meghan addresses this in her letter and, unsurprisingly, has a very different take than Samantha and Thomas. She says, "Just more global interviews you're being paid to do and say harmful and hurtful things that are untrue." Not only does Meghan confirm Thomas is paid for his appearances, she accuses him of making up lies for the camera. This is something that many people have long suspected, so it's not surprising to see the Duchess of Sussex confirm it. Meghan's letter calls the actions of both Samantha and Thomas into question. A new family. One of the many things Thomas Markle has always insisted is that he and Meghan always had a good relationship. While other sources compare their father-daughter relationship to a roller coaster, Thomas claims this isn't true. According to him, he and Meghan have always been close and are two peas in a pod. He's claimed people are trying to rewrite history in an effort to make him look bad. So what changed? If you ask Thomas Markle, their bond broke the moment Meghan walked down the aisle and married Prince Harry. As far as their relationship was concerned, Thomas claims it all fell apart following the royal wedding. But Meghan feels differently about what caused the rift between her and her father. She accuses Thomas of, quote, fabricating these stories and manufacturing this fictitious narrative. Meghan believes her father is so deeply invested in his stories that he's lost sight of what's true and what isn't. The Duchess of Sussex admits the stress from this keeps her awake most nights. She adds the only thing which helps her sleep is, quote, knowing a lie can't last forever. What do you think about the struggle between Meghan Markle and her father Thomas? Do you think she really abandoned him once she married into the royal family? Or is he the one who doesn't reach out? Let us know what you think in the comment section and then click on the subscribe button for more videos from the Taco. Bye for now.